I have another speed build for you guys today. So, I got back from my trip and I recorded a speed build about a week ago, and we're gonna hop into the game or hop into the footage and see what it is. So, we're jumping into the speed build now, and at first I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but in the end, I was like, I wanted an abandoned castle. So, I started out with the base with a combination of mossy cobblestone, regular cobblestone, mossy stone bricks, regular stone bricks, the cracked stone bricks, and the chiseled stone bricks, along with mangrove wood, I think, and maybe dark oak wood as our block palette. And this kind of took a while because it was like very big, and it was also on the side of a cliff, if that tells you anything. Um, So I had to like carve out part of the mountain, as I'm doing right now, to just make room for it, and then I had to fill in some holes. And now we're starting in with the base of the castle with a combination of, like I said, some mossy cobblestone, some cracked stone bricks, some regular stone bricks, regular cobblestone, and it didn't take that long to do the base. And now what we're doing is the tower, the first tower. And I think this turned out so good. I wanted to make it look extremely run down, like it was falling apart. The weather had taken its toll on it. The roof was decaying. So I did the same tactic with the tower base as I did the first main base of cobblestone variants, stone brick variants, and the cracked stone bricks. And it really didn't take that long to build each tower. I know it looks very sped up right now because it is. So the first tower is pretty much done except for the roof. I'm just going in and mixing in some mossy stone bricks just to give it a little bit of color because it was kind of looking kind of repetitive with all the cracked stone bricks. The mossy stone bricks just added a little bit of color with the moss on them. And now we're doing the roof. So it's dark oak and mangrove wood, I think. It could be mangrove. I don't know. I'll have to look. We'll have to see what I end up choosing. But I wanted to make it look kind of weathered, like it had became discolored, like it became, like I said, discolored from the weather. And I couldn't decide what wood I wanted to pair with the dark oak. So I tried out jungle oak and mangrove. The jungle wood and the oak wood really gave too much of a contrast, like it was too noticeable. So I decided on mangrove, and it turned out so good, you guys. I am obsessed with this wood combination. The mangrove mixed with the dark oak gives a slight color variation from the mangrove, so it makes the dark oak look like brand new, but the mangrove is just a slight different color, so it kind of worked out. And I'm obsessed with it. And now what I'm doing is on the first tower that we've already almost got done, I'm putting some vines just to give a little bit of green color to the stone to like pop against the gray. And now we're going in with pointed dripstone. And I am obsessed with pointed dripstone. I think it's so good. So I did it to make like pointed rocks at the bottom of the mountain and also underneath the tower base, like they grew there, like the tower's been there so long. And now what we're doing is we are putting in the balcony. And I wanted fences, but I didn't want to put the fences all the way across. Like, yes, they were somewhat intact, but they were falling apart. And now that we're pretty much got the first balcony done, we're putting in the stone walls. And now we're doing the outline for the second tower. I know it's kind of moving fast because I sped it up 4 times, and this is only like 4 times sped up. So I sped it up 4 times the speed of normal speed. and it went from like 45 minutes of footage to just like under 12 minutes of footage. I think it's like 10 minutes and 50 seconds, 11 minutes, something like that. Anyway, we're starting on the second tower now, and I wanted to do something different from the other tower, so I made it. I made it out of mainly mossy stone bricks, just to give it a little bit of a color difference to the other tower. And I also put chiseled stone bricks, like the ones that have the chiseled pattern carved onto them, as the base, as the first layer. And then I did the mossy stone bricks. And for the roof, I did the opposite of what I did on the roof of the other tower. So like I did the opposite of the dark oak. So instead of having all dark oak for the roof and some blotches of mangrove, I did all mangrove wood with some blotches of dark oak. So it switched. And I think it looked so good. And I also mixed in some cobwebs just to make it look like that it had disintegrated away. Like the blocks had disintegrated, they were missing. Excuse me. They were missing, disintegrated, and so the cobwebs took the place. What I did here is I did 3 rows of cobwebs, like 3 columns, but then it looked too disintegrated, like the tower was about to fall over, so I replaced some of them. And in the end, I think it looked so good. And now we're starting on the big tower part. So I pictured this castle, like the main castle part, was super tall at one point, super grand, but now all that's left of it is the base and like part of the walls. Like it had fallen over, they tore it down, and then they hauled it away. I'll go back to that later. And now we're starting on the fallen tower. This tower was literally so hard to do because trying to make a tower that has fallen over and is just laying on the ground now is kind of hard. I wasn't really happy with it at first until I made it longer. It was just like too short, kind of stubby, not very tall. So it wasn't a very tall tower, so I made it longer. So it was a tall tower, and now it's just fallen over and laying on the ground. And now we're doing the base of it, of like where it once stood, but now it's on its side because it fell over. And I also at one point tried to make it look like part of it had fallen down the cliff, but in the end I decided against it. And now we're doing the spruce doors. I decided on spruce because it looks like the best door for a castle. And then you probably just saw that there were creepers inside the castle, which I don't know how the creepers managed to spawn in there because it's not even fully enclosed, because there's cobwebs where the missing blocks are that let light in. So if the cobwebs are letting light in, I do not know how the creepers managed to spawn, because it would have to have been fully enclosed and fully dark with like a light level of 0. I don't know how they got there. It is what it is. So now we're starting in the inside of one of the towers with the broken staircase. And for the lighting, I decided on the soul lighting, like the soul torches, the soul lanterns, just to give it that like slight blue tinge. Just that ever slight tinge of blue. Because I feel like that would suit the abandoned more castle. I would make, what am I trying to say? Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I feel like the blue light of the torches and lanterns, like the slight shade of blue, went really well with the abandoned castle vibe. Because I feel like the regular lanterns and torches would have made it too bright and make it not feel as abandoned and creepy. So the blue torches and lanterns make it feel just a tiny bit abandoned and a slight bit of creepy. So I went with that. And now we're starting on the other layer of, I put in chiseled stone bricks for the second layer of the tower. Now we're going with cracked stone bricks. And I just started placing some torches, some blue torches around the perimeter of the build just to light it up at night. And I am obsessed with this. It looks so good. And now we're starting to build like the crumbled versions of the walls with the mossy cobblestone. And I like how this build turned out. This is probably my favorite build next to the excuse me. Like I was trying to say, this build is my favorite build next to that modern beach house that we built like a couple weeks ago, probably a month ago at this point. Oh my gosh, it's really been a month. Yikes. So this will probably be my second favorite build until we do another build, that is, and I build something else. And now I'm taking oak leaves, and I made the oak leaves like wrap up the tower around it to make it look like a vine or a weed of some kind had grown up the tower and was like overtaking it. I did the roofing pattern again, but this time I put missing sections of roof and like the vines were growing up the roof. I put a torch on top, put some torches around just to make it look visible at night. And I think this build turned out so good. Now we're just giving a glance at it, just a look. And that's pretty much the whole build. We're going to pop into the game and I will show you what it's like. Here's a view of the inside of the tower with the broken ladder and then the broken stairs. I think it turned out so good. So that is the full build and we'll pop in the game and see what it's like. So this is the castle and I think it turned out so good. But to get a better view of it at night, we're going to have to slash time set night really quick. We're going to slash time set night really quickly. Oh my goodness, why is it not working? All this just so I can see the castle at night. We're going to have to set this to midnight. There we go. And then we'll slash game rule. And then turn the daylight cycle off. So we can get a real feel of how this looks. I am obsessed with this. I think this turned out so good. And it took forever because, like I said, that footage was sped up like 4 times. And it was like 11 minutes of footage when in reality it was like 50. So this is the main set, or the main room of the castle that you enter. And if you go to this side, you have the broken staircase, which I picture at one point would have went, oh my gosh, would have went like somewhere up to here, and like there was a door here to a balcony, but the door rotted away. The staircase disintegrated, so that's why it doesn't go up as high anymore. And that's why some pieces are missing, and there's cobwebs in between the stairs and gaps and holes in the stairs. It's because it's in the process of disintegrating. And then if we go over here, and there was no ladder to this side of the tower. You can't even get up here if you wanted to because the ladder like rotted away and they disposed of it. And then in this tower, you have a broken ladder, which you can only go up to about here, is as high as you can go. And you can like look out the window. Overall, I think this is great. I didn't put a ladder here because it disintegrated and rotted away. And if it disintegrated and rotted away, you can't get up to this tower. So that's why I didn't put one. And then if you go out here, you can see the crumbled fences. Up here, you have another section of crumbled fences. These doors are from where you can't get up into the tower because the ladder's gone. And then over here, we have the crumbled remains of the main castle, which I pictured probably went up to somewhere around here. Like maybe the castle was somewhere up to there. Like this part of the castle went all the way up to there. But since then, it's like crumbled and fallen apart, and this is all that remains. So it probably went up to here, and then it crumbled all the way down to where it is now, and it's still crumbling. And then we have this final tower where the vines have kind of like overgrown, they've taken over, and then we have the roofs of the discolored wood and the dark oak and the mangrove. Overall, I am obsessed with this. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what you think of this build. So that's it for this video. In the comments, you guys will have to let me know what you think of the speed build. Like, are you a fan of the rundown abandoned castle? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that, I will see you all next time. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time.